In this lesson, we'll take a look at ways our blend shape target can be controlled, and we'll also do a little bit of cleanup work. So we know that the blend shape can be controlled by simply grabbing the mesh, finding the input, going in and adjusting the slider directly. Another way is from our blend shape window. We find it underneath Window, Animation Editors, and here it is, closer to the bottom of this list. So here we can do things like remove the blend shape. We can go ahead and keyframe the blend shape from here as well. But still, I find that this isn't as convenient as, let's say, creating a custom channel. You could also create a facial GUI, and if you'd like to learn more about how to set this up, we have courses on our site that focus on this topic more in depth because it's a really exciting topic and there is much to learn. But afterwards, you might look into facial rigging in Maya. We also have rigging human faces, and there's a really fun creative dev course called Joint-Based Facial Rigging that you might really enjoy. But I'd recommend going through, again, the Quick Start course first, going through all levels before jumping into any of those, just to get a firm foundation. All right, so we've taken a look at, yes, a few ways we can control this target weight. Now, we probably would just want to go in and create a custom channel. We most certainly wouldn't want animators to grab our mesh because that makes it difficult for them to select between the mesh and each control. So we just want to make it very easy for them. Let's go ahead and grab our head control, and we'll head over to Modify, Add Attribute. We can start by adding a displayable attribute, and we could always call it Facial Controls. All right, great. Let's now go ahead and make the keyboard channel, and we'll name that Smile. We'll give it a minimum of 0 and a max of 1. To match the weight of the target. We'll now go ahead and choose OK. And now it's time to open up our connection editor. Let's go to Window, General Editors, go ahead and open it up. Make sure the animation control is loaded on the output side. And on inputs, well, we could always go ahead and grab our mesh, grab the blend shape node from here, and go ahead and choose Reload Right. All right, so now it's just a matter of grabbing our Smile channel and plugging that into our target weight. So we'll need to expand the weight list, and there we have it. So let's go ahead and select Imp Smile, and take a look. In no time at all, we're able to drive the smile from our custom channel. How cool is that? Great. So now that we've gotten that connected in, and it's much easier for us to get to the target shape, we need to do a bit of cleanup work. Now you can freely go in and delete your blend shape. It's still going to work. Maya's baked that information into our mesh. The only problem is we're not able to add any tweaks to the target mesh once it's been deleted. So if we need to tweak this smile, it's going to be very cumbersome for us to do that. We might have to remove our blend shape node and redo it from scratch. So to prevent that from happening, we could always make sure we keep our target mesh but store it elsewhere. We can go ahead and head over to our outliner, and with it selected we can go ahead and group it, and I'll also make sure that the origin is back at the center of our scene instead of centering it to this mesh, just to keep things very straightforward so we know exactly where this mesh has been offset from. So again, we can go to Edit, grab our Group tool. We'll go ahead and set the group pivot back to origin, and we'll choose Group. All right, great. So from here, we can go ahead and name this group Blend Shapes. I'll add the 01 at the end. All right, great. Now, this should not be transformed, so we just want to be on the safe side. We'll go ahead and highlight our transform channels from Translate to Scale. Right-click and choose Lock and Hide Selected. All right, very good. So now we have a very convenient way to access our blend shapes. All right, great. And now at this point, we can just go ahead and highlight that group and set the visibility to 0. And now everything is very clean again. Speaking of cleanliness, it'd be a good idea to go in and hide our joints now. We can go ahead and head over to the skeleton group and the IKs group. We can go ahead and set the visibility to 0 on both. Alright, so by the end of this, again, our rig is nice and clean and we've created some really cool features. I'll take a look. We have our foot roll rig to hide as well. So let's make sure to get to the root of each foot rig. Remember, they'd be the banking controls that we've added, or banking joint. So we could just go to the visibility channel here and go ahead and zero those out. Much better. But we have sure learned a lot in this part of the course. How to enhance our foot rig, how to create a dynamic parenting system, how to clean up our joints so that we don't have any offset values. We can go ahead and make sure that our rotate values are nice and clean in case we need to bake our animation down, just to make it easier for anyone who would need to tweak the animation afterwards. And then we've wrapped it up by learning about blend shapes and how they can be used for facial expressions. Later, we'll take a look at how they can be used to correct deformation. So we'll get into even more as we get deeper into our Quick Start series.